All right, everybody, welcome out to Board Game Legends, the show. I'm Chris
Nice.
Daly, and joined always by
Mike Wright.
nice Mike. I tell you, this is kind of cool. This is officially our third game in this series.
Yes, it
There you
is.
go. Yeah, let me see if I can figure out how to show you too.
Basketball Legends.
That's right.
Nice. Basically, it's now the game itself. When you get the board, it's coming with college teams, but we can also make high school as long as we can find the stats and pro teams.
Yeah, and that includes the women's game.
And women's team. Yeah, well, I've been play testing with a lady who played in with the Missouri team,
Nice.
and then went on to play before the WNBA. I can't remember what they called it, back then, but she played for New York and then again in New Orleans, and so I've been playing her, and she's been whooping me pretty regular.
Nice. Well, I tell you, just for people who are familiar with Friday Night Legends and Saturday Legends, Basketball Legends is the same idea in that it's team-based and it's based on their real statistics. So it's not a game where you have player cards, but it's a game where you have a team sheet. But again, like I mentioned, it's based on how they really performed. If a team was a good free throw shooter, they will be a good free throw shooter. Same thing with offensive rebounders. I saw some team today on a team sheet I was making. I can't remember who it was. 48% offensive rebound. They get half of this rebound.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And that offensive rebound is that's a percentage of time looking at the defensive rebounds they gave up versus their offensive rebounds.
Right.
So, my goodness, they were a great rebounding team. And it's right. It's each sheet you get is going to be when you put the sheet in front of you, and we're going to have these cubes that you lay down for your coaching points and defense and adjustments for your offense and defense. And that is going to be basically a picture in front of you of a statistical representation of your team.
Right. Yeah. If you want to, Mike, run through what's in the box.
Yeah, and then we got this nice, pretty box. You see the covering on that's showing in our backgrounds here. Very nice, Chris. Good job. First thing is, of course, we're going to have some dice.
Yeah.
What kind of dice are we going to have, Chris?
We have four. We have D10s. I don't know if you can
D10s.
see.
Oh, great. Yeah, that looks good. So you're going to have two sets of those, a white dice and a black dice. Those are so you can roll, and if you've played any kind of gaming at all before, you had trying to get a 100 percentile.
Right.
You're going to roll two D10s. The white dice represent the 10s and the black dice represent the 1s. So if you roll a 4 on the white dice and a 1 on the black dice, that's a 41.
Right. So anything that happens under 42%, or 41, I guess, if you roll that means it happened.
Yes. And so we got the dice to figure out that's going to help us with our possessions and shooting and rebounding and such.
Everything. Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of cubes in this one. These cubes are going to help you, you're going to basically, we've got little squares so you can put it on your team. Like on the team sheet, and you can put those in there. So if they're a great blocking team, you'll have more cubes to put so that you can make sure you block more shots or better shots,
steals, rebound, or
turnovers,
things like that. Yeah.
And so we're going to have 50 cubes that represent 1s, and then 10 cubes that represent a 5 spot. So that you don't have to have all these little cubes on your sheet.
And the reason we have that many is, the number of coaching points, that's what we call these cubes, varies by the team. And again, if you know those previous games, coaching points adjust some things. We do our coaching points based on the strength of schedule that team had. You'll see some that have 10 coaching points, some that have 25 coaching points, depending on what it is. So they have, the more of those cubes you have, which are coaching points, you can move things from turnover, from steal, to block, from foul, things like that.
Yeah, so it's going to give you more options to adjust what was rolled on those dice,
right?
And it's all statistically accurate. So if you're a really good team, and let's say, for instance, you make a shot on a 50 percentile, 50% of your 2-point shots, and you rolled a 52. Well, coaching points is what's going to help you adjust that roll from a 52 to a 50, which
Right.
makes the shot instead of misses it. So, the more you got, the better. So if you're an average team, you don't have any coaching points.
Right.
If you're not so average, you're going to have negative coaching points, which gives the other team coaching points. So all these being the rules, it's kind of cool. You and I, man, in some of our games we've been testing with, this has just been crazy. At the end, we're trying to adjust everything, and we're going, I need more cubes, need more. But
Well, it's the same thing like we discovered with our football games, because these are coaching points which allow you to tweak some things. It becomes a lot of the strategy is, what do you do with those points? Do you spend them all right away? Do you save them? I know in football I saved 3 so I can decline a penalty late in the game.
Yep.
But and it'll be the same way here. There'll be some things where you go, well, I'm gonna save so many coaching points so that I can change a shot that I missed by 5 points.
Definitely.
Or 5 percentage points when I need a shot. So that'll be part of the fun, is trying to decide, do you hold those back or do you just spend with abandon?
Yeah, just go off early or not. And you don't get all these points just willy-nilly. It's all statistically based. So
yeah,
if this team that you're playing is statistically better than the average team, you'll have more cubes. If they're not, they'll have less cubes. If they're even middle of the road in every single category, you won't have any cubes on your, you won't have any coaching points or any cubes anywhere. So
right.
It's going to be hard to find such a team, but it'd be kind of cool to try to find one.
Well, it's interesting. What we discovered with the football games was people request teams that we never would have thought of. So
oh my goodness!
I guarantee we're going to get some of those.
Oh yes. So what else we got in the box? We got a score pad.
Pad.
One pad is per game.
Yeah, and this is all inclusive. It keeps track of your possessions, the number of possessions each team has in the game. It also keeps track of the score. It keeps track of your statistics, so you can mark on there when they took a shot, another tally when they hit the shot. So at the end of it, you've got team statistics as well, which is pretty nice to have that all in one spot.
And the all-important momentum meter.
Oh my gosh. Momentum is fun. And that momentum, that to me was one of the coolest things when we developed that, because you can slow momentum down in a basketball game by calling a timeout.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of, again, that whole chess move thing.
Kind of creates a strategy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the other thing is, comes with 10 college teams in it.
Yep.
So some pretty decent teams to start off with, and then like I said, you can always get stuff from the library, and we'll have in the library by the time it starts we'll have at least 10 NBA teams. 10 high school teams, 10 women's teams, so our college level, and we'll be building on. It'll probably be a good 25 or 30 of the men's college basketball.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them because I'm in the middle of doing a 36 team tournament right now, so there'll at least be 36 teams in there.
There you go. We created this list by reaching out to people and saying, who are the teams, and these were the aggregate teams that everybody wanted to see in there.
But, just playing these teams against each other, man, you can keep yourself quite busy. And these games so far right now are running you and I, even though we're testing it, say about an hour and 30 minutes, hour 35, we stop from time to time, just to tweak something and go back at it. But I've been playing some, solo games and getting in about, hour and 15 minutes. So.
Yeah, I think once you get used to it, that hour is, probably the short end. Hour 15 is going to be on the long end.
Yeah, you'll get some of the boys that play our Friday Night Legends games.
Yeah.
They're doing the football game in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So this basketball one, they're going to whip this thing out in 25, 30.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
When you play against someone, it's always there's a lot more you're thinking because you're like, oh no, and then you'll get up and walk around for a second. And what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? And it takes you
and a lot more table talk going on too.
Yeah, a lot more trash talk going on.
You don't do that in solo.
One of the things too with when it comes to shots or rebounds, we don't allow you to do this when it comes to blocks, steals, turnovers, or fouls. But when it comes to making a shot or rebounding, we do allow a bidding process of your cubes. And you and I get into some very interesting wars, at time over those. And one of us, we're always claiming, you're just trying to make me spend my coaching points.
Well, that's the thing that I love about it is that, I say I'll bid one cube and move it, and you'll go, okay, I'll bid a cube and put it back, and then okay, I'll bid two, and so you end up upping the ante to get them to spend more than they need to. But sometimes it backfires on you, and they go, fine, and you spent the points and you didn't need to, because if you'd have just left enough alone, it'd have been fine.
you would have missed a shot anyway, and then the other person had to wind up spending some of their coaching points or the free to miss it. So makes it very entertaining. And then one of the things that we've added on as of late, there's a different, depending on whether you roll an odd or even number when it comes to a foul, is whether it's a shooting foul or just a regular foul. And we've been spending on each offense and defense, they have ratings for fouls. Mm-hmm. So now we can spend those cubes to move it, even though it's still going to be a foul. We're changing it from a shooting to a regular foul or vice versa. So then that really comes into play. Is it worth my coaching point, my adjustment cube here? Because I don't have that many, but do I spend it to make it from a regular to a shooting foul, or vice versa?
Right. And situationally, it can be very important and well worth that cube at some point. But other times, and I see this when I'm just spending coaching points for various things. I'll spend the coaching point to make it, go into a turnover or something like that, and then it end up turning out to be not worth that point at all. You get the ball right back or something anyway. So it's fun. It's a blast. If you could, Mike, give us just the 30,000 foot view of how a regular play happens. Just what happens in gameplay.
Okay, outstanding. Yeah. So so the offensive team, the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to roll the two dice, and you're going to come up with a percentage. We got a chart, which we call a possession chart. Every number is assigned to something. Could be steal, block, foul, could be a special. We had to throw in specials, Chris. Good gosh. What would one of our games be without specials? But it could be a special, could be a shot. And then, so let's say, roll 53. That's within a range of, when you look at our possession chart, 53 is going to be a shot. And then you got each team sheet's going to have the percentage of time they shot 2-point shots versus 3-pointers. You roll the dice to see if it's going to be a 2 or 3-pointer, and then roll to see if you make it.
Right.
Another thing that might happen, you roll and it's in the turnover round number. Right. Well, now here's something very interesting. That you roll a turnover. Well, the defense definitely does not want to adjust the roll at that point.
Yeah, they want,
because it's a turnover. They love it. So the offense is going to be the one that decides. They look at their offensive side. You're going to have an offense and not really side, but you're going to have some boxes for your offense, some of it for your defense. If you have some cubes in your turnover, which means that your team turned the ball over less than normal, you have the chance to adjust that roll. And if you have enough and want to, you can spend the cubes, move it to something else. But if it's just a turnover, it's a turnover. Yeah. The other team gets the ball. Something interesting I just thought about was the way we do timing. Mm-hmm. The timing is set by possessions per half. So each team has a possession rating. You'll look that up and they'll say, you look on the chart and you go, okay, we got 32 possessions per half. Each team takes turn till they get 32 possessions, then the half is over. Do the same thing with the game. So, at the end of the game and, switch it over. Now there are specials. There are certain things that happen to say, add another possession, which if you're the team at that point in time that, both of you got 32 possessions and says add one possession, well, the team that went first now has 33 possessions in the half
Right.
rather than 32. So it can make a difference.
And the other thing about possessions, for our explanation, a possession is until that play is dead. So if I shoot the ball and miss it, that doesn't end the possession because I could get the rebound.
True.
If I get the rebound, it's still the same possession.
Same
Even
possession.
though in the game, in real life, the shot clock resets. So you may think of that as a new possession. It's not. It's not until the other team gets the ball. That's their possession starts.
You make it or get get a rebound or turn it over or get a steal or a block or some foul. So but it's pretty straightforward once you get going, man. This thing rolls very quickly. You and I have looked up and go, holy moly, we're only like 3 possessions away from the half. Neither one of us even called a timeout yet. It's timeouts come in very important in the game. We tried to find a way. What would make you call a timeout? The momentum meter really makes you think about it. But if if it's an even game, the momentum meter is going to stay in the middle. And but we gave you reasons to call timeouts later on. That's in the rules.
Yeah, definitely. Before we go, I do want to thank our entire Board Game Legends community. We refer to y'all as coaches, and gosh, we couldn't have dreamt about this game without the amazing response we've gotten from all the FNL and SL coaches.
Yeah, definitely. We learned so much from everybody that played the game. They give us a lot of ideas to make it into a better game.
Cool. Well, Mike, there's not a whole lot else to say. This has just been our introduction to Basketball Legends. It officially is on pre-order right now. And with pre-order, if you order before February 1st, you get a free custom team sheet. And when we talk custom team sheets, we say any team that we can find stats or you can help us find stats for, we can create. And it doesn't matter what level. We've already gotten great response from that. We are,
Oh my gosh! Some of the teams brought up, and I'm like, oh wow, that's an awesome team. I love that. So, but definitely, and leave us some comments here. We're gonna put this out on YouTube also. Just leave us some comments, and we'll do our best to get to you. We try to do that almost as a religion. Okay, what people saying, what do they need? So it's just let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, leave comments here. Please subscribe as well, because we really need to get the subscriptions up there. Leave your comments here. Leave your comments on our Facebook groups. We have a Facebook group for each game. This one's Basketball Legends. So you can find us out there and let us know what you think.
All right. Everybody go out and have some fun.